Good evening, everybody. I am Nick Eastwood. Joining me today, as usual, for the main event, it's going to be my good friend and co-host, Aaron Baroni. Aaron, how are you doing today, my man?
All right. So he's trying to do an American accent, I think, because he's broadcasting from America. I'm considering returning that energy and pretending I'm broadcasting from jolly old London or whatever. But no, I'm going to be professional. I'm doing great, Nick. I'm really glad that you were able to show up today. By the way, everyone, round of applause for Nick showing up to work on his vacation, not getting paid overtime that we know of. But yeah, Nick, for showing up. It does show your commitment to the job and, to being an adult. We're really happy to have you here.
Well, I'm super happy to be here, Aaron.
And
if anyone's wondering if I'm going to do this for the entire broadcast, I am not. Don't worry, guys. We're not going to do that to Aaron. I don't think he'd be able to actually concentrate if I did that whole time. I was considering doing it, and I thought as soon as he hears it, he's going to break down anyway. So, we are here for the main event. I am in lovely North Carolina at the Outer Banks. Thankfully for me, I'm not missing anything today because it's bloody miserable outside. Basically, non-stop rain all day. So there's nowhere I'd rather be, to be fair, Aaron. Even if it was 30 degrees and sunny and the beach was, ready to go for me, I still think this is where I'd be. Today we have a main event, of course. There's some money up top, $6,500 worth of it. Aaron, you won some dollars yesterday, did you not?
I did. I won a few dollars. Thank you very much. I did not make this final table, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Mm-hmm. But I did play it. I did play this tournament.
I expect nothing less.
Yeah, had a really fun time playing it. Obviously not as much fun as the people left on our table. Speaking of which, Nick, did you want to do the player picks for today?
I would love to do the player picks. Player picks super easy this time. Whenever the bounty player that won the most bounties, the $8,000 bounty was won by Anton Tog. Aaron doesn't like it when someone wins the bounty and the entire tournament. Thus, I support the player that makes Aaron unhappy. So that is Anton Tog. Anton, you are my pick for today. Who are you going for, Aaron?
Just so you guys know, by him doing that, he's already won. It annoys me. So, I mean, what more is there? Points? Sure, that's important. So my player pick is actually wrapped up with my ambassador of the week. So I'm going to do it all in one big.
Oh, wow. Okay. Whoa, I didn't even lead you in.
You, Nick, were in the pole position to win ambassador of the week. I put a lot of stock into people who show up to work when they don't have to, or show up to work in general. Big fan of that. And it doesn't look like it, but you are on vacation, and that's a point for you. But I did win a bunch of money yesterday, $30K. Yeah. So it feels like I'm on vacation also. So I think it's kind of a push, but I'll still give you the point there. What else does an ambassador of the week do? What are their jobs, responsibilities? I think they make the 8-8 poker more experience anyway, better for the clientele, right? They make it a more fun experience. I lost heads up in the 55 bounty to another member of this final table, Tilt Invasion. So they won that tournament partly because of me. So that's good. That's a point for me. And with 30 left in the 109 bounty, this one that we are about to do, the main event, I lost a chip lead pot with a set against a straight flush draw. And that person was M. Baronoff. So my chips are in their stack, and therefore they are my pick. So I think I've made the experience better for at least two players. We're both showing up to work today on a day where it feels like we're on vacation. So it was very, very close. But once again, I'm ambassador of the week, and my pick is M.
Set
Baronoff.
up for this? Did you see what I put together? I had the whole team working on this to get everything ready for me to be here. I still can't win ambassador of the week.
It was the most razor thin of margins, and you just got to try again. You just got to keep showing up, right? One day,
guys. One day I can be ambassador of the week. I thought I'd get on my birthday and they cancelled it. God. Okay. Yeah. Right, guys. Obviously, no matter where I am in the world, we still have a free roll. Of course we have a free roll. One of my ear holes just fell out. This is very difficult compared to headphones. I didn't have room in my baggage to bring my headphones. Summer FR is the password to today's free roll. Summer FR, if you'd like to play. It starts at hour, but registration's open now. So if you'd like to make sure that you don't miss it, it'll just pop up for you when it's ready to go. So get yourselves registered for that. It's Summer FR. All that information will be available on Twitch. On Twitch in the chat if you'd like, and I think YouTube as well. Lime's got that all covered for you. So from now on, don't rely on me. I can barely rely on myself today. So summer FR, guys, we're going to try and get through this nice and easy. The table will be popping up very, very shortly. I want to say hi to some few people. I'm not going to lie, guys. My Twitch is not quite loaded. Aaron, would you like to say hello to some people?
I would like to say hi. We'll start at the bottom. XP Victor, Final Table, Ivory White, Conrad, Doc Matouche, Not NS Chances, Boogie. You think it's Boogie or Boogie? You think it's a soft G?
I think you can just do whatever you like. Oh, dear, Aaron. You need to stop saying hello to people. There's no time to say hello to anybody. We have got situations already developing here on our FT as aces go for the 3-bet. The pocket 8's open under the gun, by the way. I mean, we are going to have a collision here. There's nothing you can do to avoid this one. The pocket 8s won't be the one colliding. I think if it had folded back, 8's probably call here, Aaron. But as it is, we know that coin flip is going to be all in with ace king suited. And that is a very reasonable situation for them to... They will be probably quite perturbed to see they're in quite awful shape here, as the pocket 8s will get out of the way. Ace is already all in, of course, and that is a very, very good flop for ace king. 4's available as well to go for the chop. King on the river isn't going to be good enough. Needed to find a diamond, didn't find it in the end. And as starts go, very, very good for the aces and pretty terrible for coin flip.
Yeah, that's definitely two ends of the enjoyment of poker spectrum here. You wait a full day just to get cooler if you're the ace king. And it was such a monumental hand and confrontation that you didn't even realize how many chips Anton Tog has. Do you see it now?
Oh, Anton, you do treat me, don't you, Anton? I actually got a point last week. Maybe there could be 2 this week.
I might buy out now at like 1.5. Like he's got...
Imagine me letting you buy out at 1.5. Don't be silly. We've got Queen Jack suited here against the open from Felipe Ramon. We're going to try and go for Felipe. Going to see check. Ace King 5. Pickpocket's got backdoor flush draw. Direct out to that straight as well, of course. And Queen High. Ace on the turn is going to make Felipe feel pretty good about their hand being good here after check on flop. But it's not like Pickpocket can't have an ace here.
No, I think checking back a weak ace in the spot makes a lot of sense, as well as checking back Queen Jack. Don't know how much more he'll lose here.
A little when the board pairs from Felipe.
Yeah, when the board pairs, your straight draw becomes a lot less desirable in that you could be drawing dead. And then the 10 of hearts isn't really clean either. So, but is a very small price, might continue.
Yeah, a lot of hope on the flop. Pretty much snuffed out on the turn. You don't even know what you want. Do I want the 10 of hearts? It doesn't feel very good. Just letting it go seems like the best thing. Generally speaking, if you don't know what you want to see, best let it go.
Yeah, or raise. Just do something.
Yeah, just don't call. Ace King here in the big blind for tilt invasion. Which is a great name, by the way. First of all, Creepo is going to come along. And I think Ace King here very well positioned to go for just a shove. Just calls out the big.
Wow.
And
very unexpected there.
Yeah, very unexpected. It seemed like a reasonable stack to go ahead and shove. We're going to get big blinds for you in just a moment here. But this board is going to be rather action-packed, regardless of the fact that we could have seen it go in pre-flop. We very, very well could see it go in post.
Felipe has to feel really good here with top pair second kicker. He can't possibly think like he's out kicked. Like, yeah, you might be able against ace 8, ace 5, but there's no way you're out kicked, right? And somehow he is.
Tilt invasion here, making it rod for their own back a little bit with just that call pre-flop. 7 of hearts looks pretty dicey for them. Going to go ahead and chuck out another bet anyway. Felipe now with only one option, which is to call and maybe hope that a heart comes off. They'll be somewhat hopeful the hand is good, but it's certainly getting a little bit less likely. There's a jack of diamonds on the river. No help to Felipe. Does tilt invasion for half pot left, Aaron, go for value again here?
I mean, he's in a perfect spot to do it up against the exact hand he wants to see. Picks a quarter pot instead.
Yeah, didn't think that the hand was worth half pot. And I have to say, I think that's a fair enough assessment. Felipe here with probably one of the only hands that can call here and hope to win. Massive pot, though, goes over the way of tilt invasion, who is going to be up to 1.6 million. Felipe will probably be quite annoyed that there wasn't a shove pre, because I think they can get away from it in that situation pre-flop.
Yeah, and you guys might say, well, it's been 2 hands and Tilt Invasion has won all its chips. Aaron, are you surprised? No, because I played him heads up in the 55, and that's exactly what happened to me. So pretty much par for the course. And yes, a great username. I imagine the Tilt is definitely invading Felipe right now as he lost that big pot with Ace Queen. Although,
I feel like
could have lost more.
Definitely could have lost more. João Mateus, I feel like we've seen them before on an FT. I mean, we do get some repeat players coming along. Baronov definitely been here before.
We saw João, I believe, a few weeks ago. I think he actually won the biggest bounty too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that sounds right, yeah. Felipe here with queens under the gun as Pickpocket picks up the ace-8 suited, and maybe in other positions, certainly later ones, they may have decided to play this hand, but Felipe from under the gun is a little bit threatening for the ace-8 suited, and just going to let this one go, and it should probably follow suit all the way around to the big blind, who could consider defending the 9-7 offsuit, but just a little bit too dicey versus an under the gun raiser.
Yeah, we do have a couple $200 bounties remaining, and $200 is the exact amount of the next pay jump. It goes from 640 to 840, so that might incentivize some bigger stacks to be a little more aggressive, and the shorter stacks to hold off a little bit.
Yeah, certainly could do. João Mateus here with ace king suited on the button, very far above par, and probably want to see 2 big blinds here. Certainly going to have shoves off 40, Aaron, but this hand's just too strong.
It does go for 2.2. The benefit of raising to 2 big blinds here is when your opponent has a hand in the small blind like King Jack or Ace 6 suited, they might just rip it in. And when you shove, they're going to fold those hands. So you get more value just by raising.
Yeah, absolutely. 10-9 suited, coin flip lets it go under the gun. That's one that's got to be fairly close. But with so many players behind you, you'd have to imagine you're going to be in awful shape when called. And they would certainly have been in that shape. Felipe lurking with jacks here. João lets the suited hand go and the cutoff, and Baronov, queen 5 offsuit, will be certainly weaker than they'd hope. Now we could have a small battle here, blind versus blind. 6-4 suited, certainly way better against small blind than it is against other opening situations. And it gets to play in position here. It's the only situation where we do get to play in position. It's a fairly underwhelming board, though, for them.
Yeah, only chance to see any action here is if Pickpocket decides to take a really aggressive line. He did get in here, I believe, on a free roll. In my notes, it says he is the free roll king, average buy-in of 48 cents, which is unheard of. And it does go to show you that, if you guys want to play this 109 tournament, it doesn't always have to cost you 109. It could cost you nothing.
Especially if you win a ticket playing our silly games over the course of every evening that we play. Well, it's actually not even evening for me. It's not evening for you, and it's not evening for me either. For the first time, it's the afternoon. It's the middle of the afternoon. It's 3:13 for me. I don't think we're going to see a call here from 6 high, or the board, as it were. But yes, it's the evening for some of you, and wherever you are, well, not wherever you are, if you qualify, if you're on the .com network, if you qualify through the terms and conditions, you are able to play for a ticket. And we will be dishing those tickets out over the course of the year. You just need to stay tuned to when we are going to be doing that. But for now, we are locked in on the action. No casualties yet, Aaron. 15 minutes in to this FT.
No, and coin flip has definitely not had a fantastic time so far, and they're the short stack now. Do have the best hand here. Don't know if they'll be defending this one. I actually kind of like defending here. I know a lot of people don't want to play more than push fold off the stack size, but you get a great price. And if you flop some equity, you can really go with it.
Coin flip. 10-6 off is going to defend. And they do flop a 6, so that'll be more than good enough. Ace high board wouldn't have been their favorite, but there's nothing really much you can do here. Once you flop a 6 and you've got less than the pot back, Felipe will be encouraged somewhat by vaguely being near this board. Coin flip, snap jamming that. And I think for 3 more big blinds, this is just not strong enough.
I think also you block hands like 7-5, 7-8, which would be some draws that you beat. So I actually think if you have a hand here like Jack 10, you might want to call. But this particular one, I'd be folding.
It's a pretty reasonable shape, though, if you did manage to find the call. It's not actually that terrible. Probably getting the right price to call.
And a $200 bounty in play.
Yeah. And it's not that much more. It's only 3 big blinds of Felipe's 28 big blind stack, which does matter. And they are going to call it off here. And that is a great turn for them. There's a 50% equity, but Jack of Clubs finishes things off for coin flip. And they're going to get a dicey double up to 14 big blinds. Felipe, though, 5 of diamonds turn and not being able to win. That just seems unreasonable.
Well, we are admittedly biased in the booth here. You know, we have picks that we have every time that we root for. But I will be honest, I was rooting for coin flip to hold just because how brutal is it to like have ace, king, and aces hand one, and then the next time you get it in and just like the guys calls you off 9 high and then gets there. Like, happy to see him stick around at least for a little bit until he knocks out my player, and then that's too much. Yeah,
that's unacceptable. That's what happened to me in the main event. I was like, this guy to my left is such a nice guy, and then the hand later, after I had that inner monologue, they knocked me out in the 100 big blind cooler. So be careful who you root for, I would say. Just root for yourself. Look after number one. And then if you bust, look after the guy that's got the equity that you still have. That's my motto anyway.
Nobody I swapped with still in when I busted. I had nobody really to root for at that point.
Yeah, well, there wasn't that many people left.
No.
That's what happens.
I guess that is the problem of running deep in the tournament.
Ah, poor you. Coin flip here, queen deuce off. Anton, ace 8. Many ways you could take this one.
Yeah, it is going to be a profitable open jam, which is what he chooses to do. I do think there is some concern where does your opponent actually fold better than ace 8? Who knows? But that is a profitable choice, and that's what he goes with.
Gets that one through. They'll be happy with that. Another pair of aces here from Felipe and Tilt Invasion, by the way. Can maybe clash again here, but Tilt Invasion didn't raise the ace king before. As a result, I don't expect them to raise the ace queen either.
Yeah, it might change a little bit now they have the opponent covered. Maybe that was part of the reason they were a little more snug. But no, you're right. They just play big blind to defend.
Yeah, and they're going to get away with this one as well. It seems like with the 2 clubs on board, nothing really going on for Tilt Invasion, who would probably call a small bet. But apart from that, going to be fairly innocuous and unlikely to see Tilt Invasion lose loads here, barring an offsuit queen turn. Yeah. Which there's only 2 of.
The bet size will probably encourage him to stick around for 1. Yeah. I think a bigger bet size might have actually ended this hand. But Felipe does get some value by picking the smaller one.
Felipe with the aces and a phenomenal turn. If you could have chosen a turn, it may well have been that. You might have chosen a heart or a check back. I am surprised to see check back there. I mean, you do want to have some traps, of course, but on such a dynamic board, expecting to see a bet there and sizing up for a river shove. Don't see that. And now on this king river, it's unlikely we see Felipe get more value out of the ace high, but you never know. 5.4 big blinds is the bet, and a quick fold from Tilt Invasion, who has been risk averse, and honestly, quite often, that's pretty good in FTs.
Yeah. The more risk averse you are, the less likely you bust. And at a final table, laddering obviously is worth real human monies. So yeah.
Human monies? Oof. Nobody told me that. Never made one of these before. Actually, I think I made one final table once. I think it was live, and there was a guy on there that's like, he came like 65th in the main. He thinks he's really good, but I finished 4 places above him in first. So don't know what he's on about.
It must be lucky. He must be really lucky. That's what it is.
Gonna get a jam here and probably a call.
It's really close.
Neither player will be delighted to be all in. Yeah.
He does call.
Yeah, and it's going to be a chop unless we see running hearts here, and we don't see that. So, as you were, chopping up a couple of blinds and antes.
Yeah, I actually think that's a much closer spot than people might think, just because what do we expect? A reg in the big blind. What is Zhao going to shove back versus under the gun open? And there's another short stack, coin flip with 12.5 bigs. Baronoff, is opening under the gun. So that might be the worst hand that Baronoff calls a shove with. And if the hands are reversed, where Zhao has ace queen suited and Baronoff is ace queen off, maybe Zhao just wins the pot uncontested.
Yep, certainly possible. Anton here into the game with ace 10 suited.
Welcome, Anton. You have all the chips, and now you actually get to play a little bit.
Baronov, our first clash of the picks. But no king 4 offsuit 3 bet from your guy.
You know, Anton is the chip leader, but he hasn't been aggressive yet. I think if he had been raising a couple pots before that one, maybe Baronoff decides to play the king 4 more aggressively. But there is sometimes this voice in the back of my head that says chip leader should be aggressive, and I expect him to be aggressive, but not everyone is going to match that sort of, style. And sometimes it's really card dependent, right? Anton hasn't had a hand till then.
That's what I love about the main event. You just go, oh, this chip leader, really good player, is probably going to be at it all the time. I fold anyway. Don't care. You get limp here from Baronov, 9-4 suited. And a check. And both players pairing. Baronov with a pair of 4s. Felipe with king 5 offsuit and a pair of kings.
Yeah, really rough flop for Baronov. I mean, his opponent flops top pair in a spot where they won't have top pair a lot in a limped pot. And Baronov has a hand that unblocks all the potential draws. So he might lose a fair chunk of his stack here.
8 of diamonds on the turn. Baronov will be less happy with the 4 on this turn. But it's not like there's loads of 8x that improves Felipe on the turn. There'll be some.
Yeah,
some 8x of clubs, of course.
Yeah.
Felipe feeling pretty good and going to go for the trap, looking to elicit some bluffs out of Baronov, but Baronov won't be bluffing. They'll be trying to get to showdown, and then it'll be a question of whether Felipe can extract any more out of Baronov on this river. Don't expect Baronov to bet here. I can't see the merit in it.
Might have a small block bet, trying to either get value from a weaker 4 or a 3 or an ace high type hand, and protect yourself when they have a better 4 or a king. But he goes for check. Again, all the draws brick out. And so I wouldn't blame Baronov for calling a bet here.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. I mean, Felipe with just the clearest value bet of all time. It's just a matter of what sizing to go for here. And it's going to be the 2/3 pot classic, and Baronov now has to figure this one out.
Yeah, it's tough. I think the Queen River actually... Oh, he does make the call.
Yeah, pretty quick call there from Baronov. Down to 10 big blinds. Now our shortest stack. Aaron, could there be a comeback in player pick? What is the score?
I have more, and you have less.
I believe is it 15? Does 15-12 sound correct?
Sure. Seems close.
Okay. It's definitely in that ballpark.
I don't know if we've ever had it where one of our picks has all the chips and the other one has the fewest amount.
Are you complaining?
Oh, no, I'm just pointing out the situation.
Okay.
I think if it was reversed, you might say something about one of us is luckier and such, but I would not ever bring that up.
You wouldn't bring that up? That's not you. That's not your style.
No. Oh.
Yeah. Anton here with pot versus A7 here for Pickpocket, who has a pair of 7s and would have been quite happy to see the flop backdoor flush draw, pair of 7s on A8-7, and yet is forced to fold it just by the sheer aggression of Anton wielding that big stack like a hammer.
Yeah, the concern for Pickpocket is, I could call now, but what happens on turn and river? I have to face 2 more streets. And sometimes that one big flop bet just, instills the fear of future big bets coming through the pipe. And I don't know if actually Anton would have, but he didn't have to because one bet gets it done.
Yeah, Felipe here's going to open this ace-5 of clubs. Folded to him on the button. And the coin flip again, going to be in one of those situations with the big blind. 10-6 of clubs. Won't be looking for green ones here as we take 3. Nothing too untoward. In fact, coin flip takes the lead with a pair of 6s, much the same as the previous hand. Felipe in and around the board. We are a bit deeper than we were in that previous hand that they got it all in with a 6 against 9 high. Ace high, a slightly better hand, but going to go for a check back here. Doesn't want to get shoved on here and waste the equity of the overcard, backdoor flush and straight draws. 9 of spades on the turn, downgrades coin flip further. But Felipe obviously not happy either.
Yeah, I think a small bet here or a check is pretty fine. Both are okay. Sometimes when your opponent checks back the flop on this sort of a board, when you're short, it's very likely a hand that, as you said, did not want to actually call a shove. and a pretty bad river here for coin flip. He does still have the best hand, but at this point, all you really beat is ace high. And I think Felipe does bet he's likely to win this pot.
I mean, Felipe can imagine that coin flip has a lot of this type of hand that can't withstand significant pressure with a bet. And obviously the king's going to hit Felipe pretty often. And we talk about being near bottom of range a lot. This is probably one of those hands that they're not going to find the bet, though. And coin flip's going to be unbelievably delighted to flip over bottom pair and take this one down.
Yeah, I think if Baronoff had seen that hand before his 9-4 into king 5, he would have folded river. But, you know, it's a spot where Felipe could have bluffed and chose not to. And if you know that about your opponent, that they aren't going to bluff as much as they could, perhaps should, then it makes it easier for you to, you know, fold those close spots.
Yeah.
Also want to give a shout out to Sleepy the Old, who is recovering from a broken hip. Best wishes.
Yeah. All the best, Sleepy the Old. Sorry to hear that. 2 pair here for Anton. Under pairs for our other players. Pickpocket will be swiftly out of there, but Anton with a monster. 5s on turn would be interesting, that's for sure. But I don't think Tilt Invasion will be bluffing too much on turn. We will be taking that away from us anyway. As Anton decides to fast play the ace-9, decides the hand's not going to get much better. And if Tilt Invasion does have something like ace-queen, that's going to be a really tough spot.
Yeah. The problem, I think, with check raising that spot out of the big blind on ace-king-9 is that a lot of players, they feel pretty good about check raising a hand like ace-9, but what are you bluffing with? And a lot of players don't have enough bluffs there. And the best way to get value then is just to call and hope your opponent does the bluffing for you.
Coin flip here with jacks, and I can imagine a world where Anton gets aggressive with ace-5 offsuit here with shortish stacks around coin flip with a stack that could potentially fold to aggression. This is not one of those hands that will fold. Anton has been looking for opportunities to be aggressive. This is certainly one of them.
Yeah, could apply pressure with a short stack. He does pick a small 3-bet.
Yeah, and there's going to be a 3-bet. Does that even allow us to get away from this one, or is it just too much invested here? I mean, do you think that this will be folded? 4.7? I mean, it looks like it probably will be. This looks hefty.
Yeah.
It's going to be a pass.
Yeah, the ace-5 there is almost always dominated, right? Like, people aren't going to shove back king-queen. So you're always looking at having 25% equity, and at that point, the price, I don't think, is good enough.
Yeah, and I believe, Aaron, despite the fact that I am in rainy, pissy Kitty Hawk right now in North Carolina, the show goes on in terms of the games that we play. And I will invite you, because I'm thoroughly unprepared,
yes,
to ask the first question of the day. Nick Thinks. Guys who don't know the rules, we're going to play a game called Nick Thinks. Aaron's going to ask me a question. I will, to the best of my ability, try to answer said question. You are looking for the answer that I think it is, not the actual answer to the question, which may not be available. Anyway, one answer per person, no duplicate answers. If you do dupe an answer and you notice that you have, put dupe answer and answer one more time. Any other duplicate answers will be disqualified. Understand? Great stuff. Aaron, hit me.
All right. So you took a flight to get to North Carolina. And if people are familiar with... Not
technically correct. I flew to DC.
All right. You took a flight to get to where you are now in a roundabout way.
Okay.
Several hours on that flight. And they often, and on yours I'm sure they did, serve meals on that flight. I want to see if Anton bluffs this river.
Yeah, I want Anton to go all in. I'm not going to lie.
Uh-huh.
Anton here with just king high. Tilt Invasion did defend a big blind here. Just going to be a check back, though. Tilt Invasion takes this one down happily. Go ahead, Aaron.
So they serve meals on the flight, and if people follow you or are familiar, you are a connoisseur of airplane food. I would like to know, how many calories of airplane food did you eat?
Okay, I can do that.
Again, the better you know Nick, the better your chance of actually getting this correct. This shows the investment in, learning about myself or Nick can be very, very beneficial to you winning a ticket. So pay attention to the nonsense that we talk about. Baronoff opening the ace-2 suited under the gun here off very little. And something you don't see a lot. Generally, people raise in that spot and they just have nutted hands. And Baronoff using a hand like that, ace-2 suited, to balance it out. And very often he's going to make some better hands fold. But here he is in a rough spot because ace king for tilt invasion. He has ace 8 in the big blind. 3x open.
Well, that might save Baranov, you know.
Possibly
if
could see it.
Baranov's been paying attention, by the way. Tilt invasion has played very tight with some very strong hands in the big blind. They've only seen one of them. But 3 big blinds from a player like that should set alarm bells off, and Baranov is going to sniff it out and let it go.
That is a great fold. It's a great fold. And like, yes, ICM-wise, you want to be tighter, but you have ace 8. You're the shortest stack, and it's a button open. Like, I mean, pretty sure my chips are going in there. I wouldn't have recognized it, not without seeing Tilt Evasion's hands at this table. Great fold from Baranov.
Indeed it was. I have locked my answer in, Aaron.
I got to tell you.
May peruse.
I have questions. I would love a breakdown.
I will answer all your questions.
Excellent.
Pickpocket in the big 6-3 suited. Versus early position is the chip leader, and there comes a pair for Anton. A backdoor straight flush draw for pickpocket.
Yeah, backdoor.
Technically correct.
Trip draw. Yeah.
Yeah. Pickpocket is going to go check, check. Do they bluff this one? They have turbo nothing equity. Check, check again. Pickpocket is still with 6 high. Anton trying to fish a bluff out of the big blind range. Not going to happen, though. Anton may decide that betting is not worthwhile here and going to check it back and take this one down.
Yeah. Still, there were a couple opportunities for Pickpocket to maybe bluff. Didn't even think about it. Really quick checks. And I don't think it's a great board for them to bluff anyway, but just something to pay attention to if you're another player at the table and you see your opponent have the opportunity to bluff and actively, quickly choose not to, then maybe that can help you out in future hands.
Yes, sorry, I'm just I'm having some technical difficulties with my earphones, so I'm going to try and organize a halftime swap.
Yeah,
a halftime swap with another pair. So we'll see how that goes. We've got ace 10 here from Tilt Invasion, a shove from Baranov, and while we have had action that could have put people at risk, there has been a lot of same hand going on. That is a tough one though. Tilt Invasion here in a good shape here, free rolling Baranov, and Baranov holds on because he's Aaron's pick, and Aaron doesn't lose those.
Let's go. Come on, Baranov.
Baranov's still in the mix here. Tilt Invasion going to swap this one up.
No, this is a battle of 2 players who I made their 8-8 poker experience better on Sunday by allowing them to defeat me either heads up or in pots.
Yes. You did wonderfully.
Baranov did win a 3K bounty. Now, did he win it by knocking me out? I wouldn't know because I closed the table down in disgust. Who sticks around to see what bounty your opponent won, right? Like,
oh, goodness me. I mean, I'd never get to that phase anyway, so I don't have to worry about it. Did have 5 bullets in last week's event. Obviously, wasn't able to play this time. I'll play when I get back, and I will inevitably not get anywhere. Anton here pairs the ace on the river. Do they go for bet, or are they going to send this one over to Pickpocket? Could it be a block bet?
Yeah, and this ace is going to be better for Pickpocket, and so he might decide to make a play at it. These aren't the cards I'd want to use. He just folds. Okay. Very fair.
Yeah, just going to be a fold. Yeah, I think with... we've talked about this before. The dynamic of... It's been so long already, 35 minutes, nobody's busted. It gets psychologically more difficult to accept that you could be the first out. Therefore, you do tend to get a little bit more defensive the further it goes.
Well, also you see how shallow stacks are getting. So if you're in Pickpocket spot with 19 bigs, yeah, it doesn't feel like a lot, but you look around, you see 17, 12, 11, 11. Like you can foresee a situation where you do nothing for an orbit and suddenly you're down to 5 or 6. And that can and does happen quite often. By the way, when you figure out other players are doing that or get that inkling, as a middle stack like Felipe or Tilt Invasion, you want to try to apply pressure to those players. A lot of times people think only the chip leader can be the one to apply pressure, but if that chip leader is out of the pot, you know, the guy with 30 bigs is now the chip leader.
So Aaron, you asked me a question. You got some questions about the question.
I
Why
do.
don't you go ahead and wrap up? Let us know.
I want to know,
what you asked.
yes, on your flight that allowed you to get to the United States, I want to know how many calories of airplane food you consumed.
Yep. Well, I'll let you know. I think we're fairly safe here. So this was tough. You would have probably had to guess wrong to get it right. Basically, I went shopping when we got to the terminal, and April went to eat because she likes having a pre-flight Wagamama's. That's kind of her ritual. But I wasn't hungry yet because it was like 12 o'clock. I was like, nah, I don't want to eat. So I went shopping and she went to eat. But when we got on the plane, it was like an hour in and the dinner was coming round. Now, I don't usually, as you know, partake much in airplane food. But it was a tikka masala. And I'm not going to say no to a tikka masala. I don't care where I am. So I said yes to the tikka masala. But April, having already eaten, took the tikka masala, had a couple of bites, and then left it. And I don't do waste either. So I ate all of mine, and they give you a bread roll, cheese, butter, crackers, had all that, had her tikka masala, bread roll, cheese, crackers, ate all that as well. They came along later with a couple of other things. I had a little packet of cheese and chive crackers. They were nice. A little ice cream as well along the way.
1 second. They did
1 second here. King Jack against King 9, potentially all in for Baronov. João Mateus with a pretty simple jam if they'd like to. Baronov probably right on the cusp of where you want to be here.
I think versus covering. Yeah, you're covering. You know he's going to be shoving pretty wide. Would not fault a call here at all.
Very, very close. King 10 probably in there, right? King 9 right on the cuspy for Baronov. Really not sure about this one. I mean, you can tell it's about to elapse and you're like, this is close. King 9 is going to flick it in, going to be super upset to see the King Jack, and Baronov, unless they find a 9, will be crippled here. And there is a 9 on the river because it's Aaron Baroni at it again. Baronov knocks off Mateus in the first knockout of our final table, 37 minutes in. Picking up a bounty as well. Will it be a big one? No, it will be one of the minimums.
We don't need those. We earn it. We earn it, Baronov. Don't worry about it.
Baronov up to 22 big blinds. Aaron does it again. Zhao with a brutal bad beat to get knocked out of this one.
Yeah, just really a setup, I think, for both players. I think for other players at the table, Baronov could have folded. But Zhao is the one, I think, most likely to be aggressive in that spot with that stack and realize how, he's going to shove all the worst kings, let alone other hands that Baronov does beat. And I think the play by both is exactly what you should do. And just Baronov is the one who is lucky and finds the river.
So as we were saying,
yes,
we may have another situation here, unfortunately. Oh no, I think we'll be fine because I think Kripo is going to shove, right? And that should be it. Come on. This should be it, right? Can I talk about my food?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So there was also a pre-landing sausage roll, which I also partook in, another 200-300 calories. So it was probably my most calorific flight ever.
Wow.
And I went with 1,700 calories, which is also what Fox Force 42 went for. So Fox Force 42, you have won the 109 ticket for guessing that I am a glutton. And honestly, Aaron, that is mild. Compared to what I have eaten since landing, that is nothing. I think I've had 5,000 calories every day. I'm not kidding.
Welcome to America, my friend.
I know. I've put on near 3. Everything's all you can eat. Why? Yes. Why is everything all you can eat?
Food is just a game to test the limits of our body.
Well, I am testing the limits, and I haven't found them yet. I've put on 3 kilograms in 5 days.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's a lot.
It's a wonderful country, isn't it? The land of the free. Free to eat as much as you would like.
Yeah. Well, I've been to some amazing places, to be fair, and I haven't held back. Look, it's a holiday. Once I get back, I'll sort it out.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Final table did guess 1,650. That's not good enough, unfortunately.
Great guess.
1,700 on the nose from Fox Force.
Fox Force has been absolutely smashing. I feel like the giveaways both on my channel and here. And 1,700 Fox Force. I know you win, and that's great. Terrible guess. Horrible guess, actually. Mm-hmm. I would have guessed somewhere around 400 just because
I know how much that would usually win. Yeah.
He gets visibly upset when he sees other people eat the meals in the airplane. If the guy next to him is like a little bit overweight and he gets a meal, Nick's like, "What are you doing, bro? This isn't even good."
It isn't good. He's
right. Good, it's not. It was not.
It was a perfect storm, you know. And April had said to me that the British Airways food is better than Virgin Atlantic, so I had to partake, and it was okay. Like, it was still chicken tikka masala. Like, how badly wrong can you get a chicken tikka masala? Do you know what I mean? Ace-9 here for Anton. Jacks are going in for Creepo. Very close. Snaps off with the bounty in there. Looking for an ace as Anton, but you know an Easty pick isn't ever going to get there on the river. No. So we'll just wrap up the commentary on the turn. 4 diamonds, bricks it off. Creepo going to double up. Anton down to 61 big blinds, but still comfortably in the lead.
Yeah, I think the ace-9's a fine call in that spot. Again, button versus small blind versus most people.
I need to message a few more people to help them sort me out.
That's fine. Congrats again, Fox Force. And now we've got Tilt Invasion with the ace-8 and Baronoff with one of the worst hands you could have, actually. It is a min-raise blind on blind. Could be a little more tempting to defend, but this sort of a hand, very reasonable just to fold.
Indeed. And fold it is. It's getting a little bit dicey. We talk about it, obviously, every week. The longer we go without knockouts or a significant amount of knockouts, the shallower everyone gets.
Yeah.
And it does get a little bit dicey if you don't win some pots along the way, as those blinds obviously do increase. And we are 15 or so, 20 minutes away from a break. So still a little bit to go before we do hit that break. And not been the most coolery action. Even the knockout we did have was like a kind of spot.
Yep.
So clearly these players do not want me to enjoy my holiday.
No, definitely not. And honestly, can you blame them? You know, they're really testing how committed you are. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. I'm just going to go on to A State Poker TV and just check that, see if my boss is, no, he's not here. Okay. Well,
perfect.
Look, I may as well not be here. No one's ever going to know what I did. I'm going to keep this picture, though, and I'll take it into my renewal negotiations.
Yeah.
Look what I did to be here today.
Did you post it?
Post it where?
You could post it in the 888 Discord.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, I think they'd enjoy to see what you're working with. Nick, a lot of people talk about what great setup they have, right? Like, I've got these 2 monitors and this great whatever. I don't know what people have. Nick has one of the saddest I've ever seen.
I have got an Energizer lamp that you take out in the dark to go and check that everything's okay, and then it isn't. You know, like the horror films.
Yes.
That's what's in front of me right here. Here, you see the light there. The commitment is I'm out of do you know what? I might put it in the WhatsApp group with all the bosses in it.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a
Make
good
sure
one.
they see it. Tag them each individually too. Emails.
Yeah.
Felipe shoving the king jack here and might get called. Ace 10, pretty strong for coin flip here.
Yeah, ace 10's going to call it off, and coin flip's going to take a massive lead. These two have been at it all day, but 9 of clubs going to finish this one off for Felipe on the turn. As coin flip now up to 30 big blinds, and a real threat here on this FT. Felipe down to 15, and obviously still in the mix, but starting to see some things happen. Obviously forced into some all-ins the shorter we get, and that is inevitable as these blinds go up.
Coin flip had 5 big blinds maybe an orbit ago. You know, it just, again, goes to show you that you're not out even when you're short. 1 double up can really just like spark a comeback. And now coin flip is a very comfortable 3rd place. So a brutal start for them at this final table, but obviously feeling a lot better right now. And by the way, Jao Matthias, we didn't really get to talk about it, but it was his 2nd final table in a few weeks. He had won the 8K bounty 2 weeks ago, got 6th place, and now he ends up getting 8th. Like, really tough to have, 2 deep runs end that way. But I would guess if we see him again in the near future, he'll make a deeper run. And you know what? If he makes a final table again, he'll be my pick. I'm saying it right now.
Yeah, it would be mine, but I'd just like to see if anyone's got the top bounty before I commit to anything.
Yeah. The top bounty does imply that
someone's been after me for a week.
Yeah. I had a stack to get the bounty.
Yeah, true. But look, there's no rules against it.
No. Insider information, as you call it, is totally fine. I agree.
No, I didn't. He got me. He got me.
One for me.
I got. I keep seeing these great hands, and I look around. There's just dust everywhere.
Yeah,
we're not getting anywhere. I'm not going to the beach anytime soon, guys. Although the sand is very soggy today, so I think I'm probably just going to wrap it up until tomorrow. Ace Queen suits. Tilt Invasion going again for the passive route. A queen folded out of the big blind. Nothing doing for Tilt Invasion other than that gut shot, but no spades in hand. Anton, armed with a straight draw and the chip lead, I expect to see aggression.
A jack here would be absolutely brutal for Anton.
For EC fans.
Yes.
10 on the turn. Does Anton go for another one here? They did bet small on the flop, so it's not like they can't ever have a 10. Tilt Invasion will be trying to show this one down. I believe that Anton just must bluff this river.
Yeah, you really can't get here with worse. You can make some better hands fold. Does not bet it.
Spades as well could fold.
At this point, Tilt Invasion has taken the passive line pretty much every spot that we've seen. And maybe Anton thinks that he's under-repped a little bit then. He might actually be up against a king-queen, doesn't want to bet. And just thought there were too many strong hands in his range that wouldn't fold.
Another sheer set of dust alongside one good hand. Pickpocket tried to get something going with a limp under the gun. Something we haven't seen so far, but just no way to extract anything from the 9-4 offsuit there from Felipe. And it's getting a bit congested at the bottom of the pack here.
Yeah, definitely. We've got 4 stacks under 20, 3 at 13, all sitting near each other.
Ace 10 for Baronov.
Either going to raise or just rip it. Yeah, I almost called him Baronov because he got Baron off the table, but I felt that was just, even that seemed a bit not too great for me.
Ooh. Sorry, I'm a little bit, I don't know if I'm laggy or you're laggy or something's laggy. It could be me.
I mean, usually it's me, but today it might be you.
Oh, I do believe I'm in a slightly different situation than normal. We could have some action here. Baronov. Ace Jack. Goes for 5, and that's going to knock Felipe out. I can imagine if they go for 2, Felipe could shove. Thank you very much, Komodo Dragon Jesus, for the raid. We appreciate you, man. Hope you had a good session. I am in your land, Komodo.
Are you?
I mean, it's the same land, isn't it? There's nothing between us.
I guess. Well, I mean, sure.
I mean, how specific would you like me to be?
I'm in your continent, friend. Yeah, that's true.
Yes. It's good enough. Is it not good enough?
I don't think so.
I just want to be close to him.
Well, you are closer than you've been in a while. I actually reached out to Komodo because I want to get better at playing 100 big blinds deep and more. And
I'm going to do that.
Be working together. Yeah.
When I get home, I'm going to do that. I told him I would do that. I said, after my holidays, I'll give you a message. He's sat there thinking he's not going to message me, but I am, because I'm terrible and I need to do something about it.
Yeah, I had the same idea.
I'm going to ask, if I keep dusting 109s, I'm going to have to message you as well. I
think that next time you're going to do better. It's hard to put in more than 5 bullets and get no return. I think next time you'll improve on that win rate. Not just no return. 1-0 hands. None. Yeah, it is hard to do worse than you did. So, I mean, all in here, Aaron. Pickpockets all in, coin flip, unavoidable, has worked really hard to get themselves up to 33 blue blinds, and they could be adding some chips here if they can win this coin flip 50. All in from the button as Aaron stifles a grimace. And here we go. Big one here. Ace and a queen. Pickpocket can still hit an 8 on this river 5% of the time, but no, we are going to lose our second player of this final table. And coin flip, who had a really awful start, ace king suited into aces first hand, now up to 50 big blinds and really threatening that top spot. Yeah, and they get one of the smaller bounties remaining. Good game to Pickpocket, who again got in here on a complete free roll and ends up cashing for over $1,000. Again, average buy-in of 48 cents. Someone can do the math on that. Let's see. That's 2 buy-ins for $1. So a 2,000 buy-in score on average. Pretty good. Pretty good. Congrats.
Very good. Yeah. Excellent stuff. Tilt invasion here with just 8 high. Another backdoor straight flush draw. But unfortunately, not enough to hang on versus the big stack of Anton. And a couple of potentials here as we fold our way through. But Anton's going to open things up with the 7-3 of spades. And we could have a little clash of the player picks. Can't imagine Baronov folding 10-8 suits.
Likely to defend. Anton's tried to be aggressive. He just, wow,
here comes Baronov just deciding that Anton is being way too aggressive when it folds to them first and just going to rip the 10-8 suit. I mean, not in awful shape against a lot of things. Yeah, even when you do get called.
And you make better hands fold. You can make like a king queen fold, or maybe an ace 9, ace 7 type fold, hand fold. 5s and 4s
ace
are pretty
10?
gross. It depends on the player. Ace 9,
17,
ace 7.
It's pretty big. Yeah.
Well, I mean like ace 9, ace 7. But Anton's tried to be aggressive. It just feels like every time they've tried something, they've ran into a hand, or in that case, somebody who just didn't believe them, and they were right.
Did he get 3-bet from Anton? Going to get a nice one through there.
Even there, it's like, I took the aggressive action. I feel good, but he had the best hand, right? Yeah. So like we've yet to see him actually, fold out a better hand. Well,
coin flip with the limp. Anton pair of 6s here. Both players with straight draws.
Yeah, Anton had opened out a gun here. He was so fast that I don't think you saw it. It was like lightning. The cards were dealt out. Yeah. Like he raised before the last player got their card.
Coin flip going to lead here. And these guys have got the most chips. Queen on the turn. Anton's in the lead. Does coin flip want to start bluffing the pocket 5s here? No club in hand. That could be the deciding factor.
Yeah, both players not super happy with the spot that they're at here. But coin flip now turning into a bluff.
Yeah, this is a really solid bluff. Just correctly identifying that the queen, while it improves Anton, it's not like coin flip can't have great hands like 2 pairs, like straights, sets. Anton holds on the turn. Jack of hearts, river. Does coin flip follow this one through? Over pot behind. It's going to be check. Anton, can they check back and win here often enough? I think no matter what they do, they're probably going to win this hand, right?
They might decide their hand's too weak. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. If you're up against a hand like 8-10, 8-9, even queen 5, queen 4, can you make those fold?
They do decide to check, and they'll be absolutely delighted to see a worse hand than bottom pair there. Did weigh it up with an easy bluff, didn't decide to go for it, didn't need to. And his aces for tilt invasion. 7s in the big blind for Anton. But does Creepo get involved as well? They are going to raise it up. That might save Anton. Tilt invasion has been very trappy, very maybe tight, but aces usually typically going to be 3-bet. Do they want to set a trap here? No, they don't. Just a 3x, and that should get this one done.
Yeah, no they dramas. Have been taking more of the passive pre-flop line, and I think this would have been a great spot to continue that, just because, yes, when Creepy has queens or jacks or 10s or ace king, he gets all the money in and you win, but usually you're going to get the money from those hands post-flop anyway, and you allow him a chance to bluff something like king jack or improve, to a pair.
All in from Anton. Just sending it now. Looking to pick up some blinds. If you get called, well, I got 7-6. If you got ace king, probably one of the few hands that you're going to call ace 10 through ace king. You're going to be doing great against all those, considering the circumstances, of course. Not amazing, but you can afford to play for bounties.
Correct. And we have those bounties you're talking about. We have 3 200s still in play, right? And, that is extra equity that gets awarded to the person who knocks out another player. And so it gives Anton more incentive to be aggressive.
Ace queen versus pocket 8s of another potential all in here. And coin flip won the first one on the ace queen side of things. Can they win one on the pocket 8 side of things? Creepo, mandatory all in. Coin flip will not be going anywhere. And we have another huge flip here on the FT. Can coin flip hold on both sides? No, they can't. They have to find spades or an 8 here. Only an 8 now to knock Creepo out. And it's a 9 off the crossbar for coin flip. And Creepo now, who's been quiet, now finds themselves up at 22 big blinds, which is a huge stack. At this point, it wasn't at the start, but we've been through so many blind levels without losing players that 22 big blinds is super competitive here.
Yeah, it's the most they've had so far. And you have to feel really good at this point. I mean, 21 big blinds is third place at this point. They have position on the chip leader. Great spot for Creepo. And Anton being very aggressive.
Anton on the road, understanding the mentality of these other players now, looking for ladders. He's getting away with a lot more. And when you get away with a bit more, your confidence grows and you start to try and squeak a few more through.
I always try to pay attention to the speed of which people are folding. They folded so fast that has to make Anton feel like, well, they're not even thinking about playing back at me. Yeah. They have to, they're looking at their cards and saying, are these good enough? And if they're not, they're just snap folding. And if that's the mentality of your opponents, that they need good cards to play back at you, most likely, as we've seen, it's going to be a bunch of dust. So you might as well raise and just keep putting pressure on them.
It has been a very dusty final table, hasn't it? Not lots to get into in terms. That's why we haven't lost many players. That can change very, very quickly. So don't go anywhere. Nearing our first break of the day. 6-5 defended by Creepo, and pair versus pair, button versus big blind can get into a little bit of trouble when you're Creepo here. Coin flip with the best of it. Goes for big bet on flop, trying to size potentially for a turn shove with a hand as vulnerable as top pair here on 8-3-5. Creepo can't be folding just yet, surely, with 6-5 on this board.
Yeah, versus the big bet, you might fold a little more. But this sort of hand with backdoors, wouldn't blame him for calling. Does make a good fold.
Wow.
I think it is the big bet that just makes him think, okay, I'm not going to get to realize all my equity if he does go for turn shove a lot, versus small bet allows me to potentially see 3 streets. Flop, turn, and river.
Coin flip here. Ace, queen. The hand of the day so far. Versus Baranov's ace jack from under the gun. And Baranov won't be happy to see 3-bet here. And certainly not a 3-bet shove. A jack missing as well. Does Baranov want to run this? It's super tight.
Great
Does
fold.
Just let it go. Baranov doesn't even think about it.
No, you just got to think about what your opponent is going to shove back versus your under the gun open. And I know it's 6-handed, but if they're not going to shove back ace 10, if they're not going to shove back king jack, it's just a matter of I'm flipping or I'm beat. And at that point, you usually want to be folding.
Just working out how I'm going to change my headphone situation over on the break. I've not got long to do all the things I need to do, so just trying to prep early. But we may still have some action before that happens. Coin flip 50 here with another big hand. They do seem to be picking up a little bit of heat, but had to give a few chips, obviously, to Creepo in that big flip before, which would have put them near chip lead if they could have held on. Two stacks around 10 now, though. Does somewhat force the issue as Anton's going to treat themselves to ace 5 suited under the gun.
One of the better hands they've actually raised from this position so far.
And they are going to take another one down. Just a couple of minutes away from this break now. And Anton with Queen 10 off in the big. Won't be looking to see significant action here from Felipe. King 8 diamonds, though, very close to a shove on the button.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good shove spot. You are the shortest stack. And he does figure it out and take the spot.
And more mediocre holdings here as Tilt Invasion goes for the ace 3 suited under the gun. Creepo with a less than mediocre holding, though. Don't think we'll be seeing anything from the Jack 5 offsuit. Still, as you were, in terms of our chip leader to start the day, was Anton. Anton remains our chip leader and continues to be aggressive, tries to exploit that advantage. Creepo with King 9 off. King 8 suited for Tilt Invasion, who comes along in the big, and spades for Tilt Invasion. 2 overcards as well. Goes for a donk, but a gut shot here and a spade for Anton, who probably is not going anywhere just yet.
Yeah, probably going to peel 1 in position versus the size, but Tilt Invasion has been nittier, and that might give him some concern.
Tilt Invasion won't enjoy seeing the 4 of clubs on the turn, which shuts out some of that equity. Anton now with just 8 high checks it back, and rivers are straight. Tilt invasion with only king high. Do they want to bluff this one? If they do, it will go poorly. Anton now with a clear value bet, and I think from what we know of tilt invasion, this will not be paid off in any manner. King high, fairly reasonable bluff catcher, but I just think that based on how conservative tilt invasion has been so far, this would be out of character.
Yeah, I think a raise might be better than a call, actually. I'm not so sure. But Anton hasn't really been bluffing rivers when given the opportunity to. And tilt invasion has been bluffing either. We just haven't seen a lot of bluffs from them so far.
5 minutes. Thank you, guys. We'll see you back after the break. I've got some things to sort out.
Here comes 700,000 from Murciano. From what we know of Falcon, he's going to jam. Murciano absolutely snaps it off. And there is 8.9 million chips in this pot. Now ace-10 suited, facing the open of Dancy, who will not fancy playing a significant pot with Murciano. Just going to call. But in great shape. Pipping the ace-8 suited of Dancy. So we take a flop. And it does have an ace, but it also has an 8. 2 pair for Dancy. And Murciano pairs his ace and will believe there's a good chance it's ahead. Not always. Doesn't have to be a total disaster for Murciano, this one.
No, but definitely has one of the stronger hands in his range here. And versus small bet, we've seen him be aggressive before. This time decides just to call.
Three of clubs on the turn. Murciano picks up a flush draw and checks. Dancy will almost certainly bet the turn. And will need to fade a club to avoid disaster.
Yeah, definitely want to be value betting your 2 pair here. And Murciano doesn't really mind if his opponent bets. Yes, he could be behind, but he has so much equity and a very strong bluff catcher. You almost hope your opponent bets. And he gets what he might want.
550k from Dancy is big. A large bet.
He bet 1 big blind on the flop and now pot on the turn. He'll have about 1 million behind if called into a pot of 1.6, setting up a potential river jam. And there are a lot of rivers that Murciano wants him to jam on.
Announces call. And this is a monumental river for these players, as it's hard to imagine Dancy would be dissuaded by a club from value betting the river, depending on its nature. Murciano looking to find the backdoor nut flush to put Dancy in serious trouble. The river's the king of clubs. Murciano takes the lead with the nuts and has not checked yet.
He hasn't checked yet. Opponent does have a little over half pot behind, maybe 1.1 and a 1.7. Typically, you will check here when you have the ace of clubs because you block top pair hands as well. So you want to give your opponent a chance to bluff, but he is leading at it.
He's going to lead small. Really, really small. Designed to look like a stunting bet, to encourage Dancy to believe that his hand may be best. And Dancy, faced with the opportunity to reopen the action and go for more value with his 2 pair. How often does he believe that Murciano leads this small with a hand this good?
You don't see it that often. You do want to have it in part of the range. Use the time bank there. Now we are at a final table, So winning the max amount of chips is not the most important thing. You do want to ladder. You do want to make more money. And so because of the situation, you might be more inclined to call. But it is a very small
He's all
bet.
in. Murphyano is going to double check the nuts and snap it off, and Dancy runs into the trap of the big Spaniard. Went for the value. You really can't blame him. Couldn't have imagined that Murphyano would lead for such a small sizing with a hand like that, and must shuffle every single chip over to Murphyano, who extends his...
Welcome back to the main event. I have changed over, and we are straight into the action here. Felipe, King, Queen of Hearts. Definitely going to be shoving this one. And Baronov, in true Baronov fashion, supported by the pick of Aaron Baroni, is looking to fade a king or a queen on this river. And does so because Aaron picked them.
I thought I jinxed him when I started saying things like good call.
That was an amazing play from you.
Thank you.
Again.
I think they played it perfectly. You know, you have the aces and the player goes all in and you hit the call button. Really, I mean, if you guys want to learn more about that, I do have coaching courses for sale.
More outrageous good fortune from an Aaron player pick. No one could have seen that coming. As Anton's going to go for the bounty here. Felipe, King Jack suited. That's not going to help one bit, and 100% on the turn for Anton's going to finish off Felipe in, I believe this is 6th place. That
what
is
an
correct.
unlucky flop for Anton.
I mean, 4 big blinds. You just chirp down, would you please? 6th place, $1,188 that's worth for Felipe. It's a pretty good run.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure they're feeling pretty sad that they had a chip lead a while ago and they just ran King Jack into Ace 10, didn't win, and then the King Queen Hearts into Aces, like 2 standard shoves, and just didn't win either one of them. But well played.
Poker though.
It is.
Sometimes, you know. Ace Queen again for Baronov. Real heat. To the surprise of absolutely nobody. We have a keyword, guys. If you'd like to win a $109 ticket,
Sure,
which I'm sure you would.
I would like to.
You can't.
No.
You cannot. But everyone else can that qualifies through the terms and conditions. And if you would like to win, you need the keyword, which is commitment, in honor of the level of commitment shown by myself to be here today. If you could see my setup, guys, I think you genuinely would be quite impressed. So,
well, in addition to that, it's the 3rd setup you've had. He's been trying to find the best setup, the optimal one, this entire morning. And so you'll look at it and be like, oh, that's pretty bad. I can't believe you're doing it. And when you realize that's the best of 3 potential setups that he had to deal with. You know?
Commitment. And I'm still not good enough for Ambassador of the Week, but Anton, just goes for the flat with jacks. This could have been devastating for Tilt Invasion, but could very well get away from it now on this Queen High board. Anton turns a set of jacks, but Tilt Invasion now downgraded further with their pair of 10s. So I don't think this is going to be too costly. It very well could have been, though.
Oh, definitely. We could see it, all the money in pre.
Pot here on the turn should get things done, I think. Tilt Invasion with a gut shot, but nothing other than that right now. Surprised to see such a big bet there from Anton with such a great hand.
Yeah, I think a smaller bet actually might have got some value. Obviously, there are many different ways we could have played it where all the money gets in. But if you're going to be really aggressive and like open stuff like 8 deuce off, flatting jacks versus an open seems a little bit iffy to me. Because if you're going to be really aggressive with bad hands, but you're only calling with good hands, it's kind of easy to range you.
What isn't iffy is a 77 big blind stack at this stage of the tournament. That's for sure. Looking pretty good for Anton. As we go to a flop here, neither player connecting, but Tilt Invasion with pair of 5s, backdoor flush and straight draws. Certainly the better of it.
Yeah, when you flat 5s pre, this is kind of the flop you want to see. If it's one high card, you want it to be a queen or a jack, just because hoping they have ace king type hands.
I don't know about you, but the flop I want to see mainly includes a 5.
Sure, but I mean, again, be reasonable. You're you. You know
that's
not going to happen. Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Got to make the most of what I've got. And we should see here now Tilt Invasion goes for check and coin flip. Just snap checks back the king high. I guess they think they can win versus some maybe king tens or some diamond draws that didn't bluff. But Tilt Invasion going to take this one down with just a pair of fives. They'll be very happy to do so as well.
Have we seen a single bluff on the river? I don't know if I've seen one.
No, and there's been lots of opportunities to do so as well.
Yes, and I mean, it's interesting because the table has been aggressive pre, but on the river, I can't remember seeing a single bluff.
No,
I imagine that'll change, but I'm going to still pay attention to it.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on things as we go through. Somebody's got to give at some point. Pocket eights are back for another rodeo. Creepo here, 14 big blinds. Just about acceptable to shove this.
Yeah, I think shoving it's totally fine. I think a simple raise, given how things have been going, is pretty good too. Just because when two players get it in behind, you can fold. And again, look how quickly everyone's folding.
Well, Anton did have 7-3 off. My main concern with the small raise was that Anton defends really often, and then it sucks. But we do get that one through.
Some uncomfortable situations, but I think long term it's profitable, and so I think prioritizing profit over comfort is generally the way to go. But again, it is player dependent.
Yeah, absolutely. Queen 8 off here. We know that Anton has been extremely aggressive and will be surprised to see that again, but just goes for limp this time. There's a lot of ICM pressure around these middling stacks now. Everyone but Anton on hoping for ladders, obviously. Going to get jammed from Creepo. Just as I say that, they're going to shove it in. Doesn't think that Anton would limp any really good hands, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he still might limp the really, really good hands, but a lot of those middle ones probably would raise.
Jack 10 suited, that'll be that. For this one, 3 deuce off for Tilt Invasion. We know they're not defending that. And do we have a winner yet? I'm scrolling between... Oh, we're still putting commitments in. Okay, here we go. We are ready. And the winner is... Thales Narducci, as we see a 10-9-8 flop. Congratulations, Thales. You won a 1-9 ticket. Make sure your DMs are open for Lion Ricky to slide on right in there. Coin flip 50. King, Queen, 2 overs. Gut shot. No diamond. Top pair for Baronov, who connects in a healthy way, as you'd expect from an Aaron Burney player pick.
Yeah, a lot of equity here for Baronov. Top pair and a straight draw. Guessing we just call. That's what he does. And we're setting up for another situation where could we see a bluff on the river? And this is the best river for coin flip 2 bluff.
I mean, surely this is a river that we bluff. This just seems like a mandatory one. I love all in as well. Does coin flip go for it? Just check again. We really haven't seen any, have we?
No. And that's a spot where coin flip has a lot of the ace highs, right? He'll have flushes sometimes, and he blocks his opponent from having flushes. Also blocks his opponent from having a straight. Just, I think, a great spot to bluff, but chooses not to.
Certainly did choose not to. And that leaves them now with just 12 big blinds. Part of the reason maybe I thought we would see a bluff, because it really propels you up into the middle of the pack rather than the bottom. And it's not like that your opponent has projected much strength. A lot of the bluffs that we've seen would have worked as well if they had gone for them.
Yeah, it is a little bit soul crushing if you're uncomfortable bluffing and it doesn't work. You feel like you wasted your chips. A lot of people feel that way. But I would disagree with that sentiment, number 1. And 2, it is exhilarating. It is a lot of fun to get a bluff through. Like, you bet the quads in the end, you get called. That's fun. Great. You win the pot. But when you win a pot you shouldn't have won, you earned it. I don't think there's really a feeling like that in the game.
Well, talking of feelings, there's like no other. Winning Flameout has got to be up there.
Oh, for sure. Definitely top 3.
And despite my scuffed setup, we are going to run the free roll Flameout. Some of you might want to go and get a coffee if your name's at the pits. It's the pits. But everyone else, we are about to do submissions for the free roll Flameout. If you guys played today's free roll, if you busted, we want to know how, why, who, what, and how you feel about it in the Twitch chat now. We want to get your free roll Flameouts. We want them bright and breezy. We want them exciting. We want them sad. We want them happy. What happened to you in the flame out? How do you feel about it? Short anecdote. Impress us, make us laugh, make us cry, and you could be this week's flame out champion. Get them in there, guys. 2 pairs of 6s here, by the way. Don't see that every day. Coin flip could well shove, and they'll be in horrible, horrible shape versus the Kings of Creepo. In fact, it's hard to be in worse shape.
It would be very hard.
They do get away from it, though. Anton here with Queen Jack offsuit hasn't folded yet.
It's a decent 3-bet bluff hand here, yeah.
Looking at that 20 big blind stack, thinking, oh, there's some 12s and 11s behind. Does make a very well-timed fold. It would have worked without the kings behind, though. Creepo, 2 kings, 12 big blinds. Fairly simple one, I think. Just going to be all in, which will get rid of tilt invasion. And Baronov. Oh, no. It doesn't get rid of tilt invasion. It'll be in much better shape than the 6s would have been, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. An 8 on the turn gives them a straight draw to go with their sets draw, but they don't find it on the river, and that is out of character for tilt invasion, who gets the 7s in and is in horrible shape, doesn't get there. Down to 10 bigs now.
Yeah, again, there are 3 $200 bounties in play, and so that could have played a role into it. But now picking up ace-king and a chance to get some of those chips back.
Yeah, ace-king for tilt invasion. I'm going into split view, guys, for the flame out. Come on, guys. We want to see some flame outs from you. Let's see some entries to this week's free roll flame out. We're seeing a couple roll in. I really appreciate you guys. And in not too long, I will be delving in. And Aaron will be taking over play-by-play as we crown a champion. Baron of ace queen. Ace king 8 offsuit as well for coin flip. Just does let it go. We saw Baronov go with the king 9 earlier. How is that different? Obviously it's king 8, but
I think in this spot, coin flip is the shortest stack and wants to be calling wide. King 8's very close there. But coin flip has played very tight in these blind on blind situations. I saw he folded queen 4 hearts earlier. So I would guess that even though Baronov had ace queen, he could have shoved hands that are much, much worse and got king 8 to fold. But I think, again, suited, king 10, those hands probably go in. But it's all about what you think your opponent is going to shove into you.
Yeah, for sure. King 9 here will be good enough for Anton. 2 more minutes on the flame outs, guys. We appreciate you very much. Four 3 offsuit. We can know that Anton's been widening things up a little bit.
Hasn't seen a button that he won't raise.
No. And it seems to be working for them.
Oh, well, I'm not even criticizing it. It is working really well, and you should keep doing it. It's just a fascinating dynamic of I'll raise every button, but I won't bluff the river.
Andrea Pintonot wants to know how flameout works. Flameouts, as we just explained, Andrea, if you weren't just here, we want to know from you if you played our free roll flameout. If you played our free roll today, we want to know how you busted, what, why, who, what, if, how it happened, and how you feel. Let us know in the chat, and we will read them out if they're really good. And Aaron will pick a winner, and you'll be immortalized for 1 week in the chat. For example, current winner. Busted, but had hope until the end with my 2.8 big blinds in a 6-way pot. Unfortunately, someone slow played the kings. So sad. Now, if you don't understand why that's so good, I can't help you. Fox Force crushing it recently, as you said.
Right?
Yeah.
It's killing it. More dust. And we've been talking about how there really hasn't been any coolers, but the lack of them has allowed Anton to be aggressive and chip up. Like most of the chips he's won here has been made just by raise and take it, raise and c-bet. It is a very effective way.
10-5 off, good enough. Didn't improve, but Anton hasn't needed much encouragement recently. Ace on the turn. And here comes the stab from Anton. I think it might work. Doesn't yet. Does Anton have a river bluff in them? Can we see a bluff on the river, Aaron?
Oh, no. Come on.
Please. Somebody bluff the river, guys.
Just do it for me.
Help me out. Let me go on my holiday. Bluff the river.
It would, again, another spot where a bluff probably would have worked.
Is there something to be said for the fact that Anton's just winning so many pots for free that he just doesn't need to do anything else?
I mean, you're just still clicking the button that makes money, but there's another button next to you that would also make money.
Yes.
Each time I don't bluff and I see a hand that it would have worked against, it makes me want to bluff more. And it seems to have not changed anything for anyone at this table. But again, not everyone has an opportunity to bluff. I don't think Baronov has had a chance to bluff the river.
No.
And maybe not Creepo, so...
Right, Aaron, it's that time. The flameouts are closed, and I need to go and... I can't tell you how hard this is going to be. You've seen the setup.
I have.
So I'm going to go through. I'm going to pick some. I might,
Do you want to wait?
Pick less than
Do you want to
usual.
wait? Here you go.
I will wait. I will actually wait. 2 jacks here for Creepo, who's creepoed up the leaderboard. Aces, though, for tilt invasion. Just going to flat. This time they do flat. King high board. Did they cost themselves a double here? Check, check. They're super trappy, aren't they? Here comes a value bet from Creepo. Aces, though, still in the lead. Excuse me. Ahead or in the lead. Pick one of them, not both. And a shove. Very strangely played aces, but any other way, I think they maybe get a little bit more out of this one. Creepo with the jacks. King high board. Do they go with it? It's another 8 bigs to call or so. 9 bigs. They're going to fold. Winning the minimum there to invasion. Right. Just double check. Okay, Aaron, I'm going in.
All right. Go for it. All right. So just fold with the big blind. Anton wins another one uncontested. Coin flip very short right here. Next payout is 5th for 1604. And after that, it is an $800 payout up to 4th for 24. So $800 ladder available if players can outlast coin flip or if coin flip can find one. Creepo last time with the queen jack decides to shove over a limp. Deeper stack now. Goes for check. Anton goes for stab and just takes it down. Interesting that Creepo had just played a pot with Anton where he stabbed the turn with 10 high. But then decides to fold now. Baronov with ace 10 under the gun. Definitely good enough to raise. And Creepo waiting in the bushes like a Creepo with the jacks.
Come on, bro.
What?
Do better.
That's the best I got. And just rips it in. Tilt invasion folds king queen. And Baronov makes a good fold ace 10. Again, the presence of coin flip 50 having 4 big blinds making a big difference in terms of Baronov's open range and call range. And now coin flip gets the rest with ace 5 suited. Ace king for tilt invasion. Rips it in as well.
Here we go. Ace king 5. Wow, not good enough though. 2 pair here for coin flip who could finally be out of there, and they are. Ace king taking this one down. Tilt invasion still in the mix. Play some funky hands today, but it's definitely working out for them up to 25 big blinds. And we're down to 4. And I have 5 free roll flame out competitors for you, Aaron.
All right. Look, I would like to talk about coin flip and their run, but also how you deprived me of the chance of having a social media clip of talking about an all-in, and you knew it. You knew I had to have, like, that was my opportunity.
I'm going to come all the way to here, work on my holiday, and let you have a clip anyway, even though you just won 30 bags yesterday. Can you just do me a favor?
Do this one now, then.
Okay, I'll do this one. Pocket 7s here for Baronov, who's going to go for the effective shove here, but my player lurking behind with the 2 jacks. Anton gets it in. Baronov's going to have to put the last 4 big blinds in here. We could be down to 3 very, very quickly after going down to 4. Needs to find a 7. Awesome runners. Only a 7 now. Baronov looking for it. Doesn't find it. Deuce of hearts on the river. Aaron's out of there. Baronov goes with him. And looking for 2 points for Easty. That's the most important thing, of course. Not the $6,500 at first and the $8,000 is already won. Anton knocks off Baronov. Picks up a bounty as well. Great run from Baronov.
Yeah, well done, Baronoff. You used my chips very well to propel you to 4th place. A total of, I believe, 6K, counting the bounties that you won. Really well done. And now we're down to 3. By the way, I was told there were $200 bounties in play, 3 of them. I haven't seen any yet. Is that right?
They must be here. They must all be here. Unless it's wrong.
Yeah, unless it's wrong. That means, again, $35.80 guaranteed for 3rd place. Next page up is $1,400. But again, each page jump has a $200 bounty attached to it as well.
Yeah. Are you ready for the
I'm ready.
Contenders? Okay, here we go. First up, AQ walked into the casino. King 5 walked out with my bankroll. God damn, poker isn't rocket appliances.
Okay.
Next, I'm devastated that once again I haven't flamed out, and I'm thus barred from participating in the best promo on the channel. I've done my best shoving stuff, but I either win or get a chorus of folds. What's a poor guy to do?
I do
flame out.
I like
yeah,
that one.
You like that one?
I do.
Flame out on behalf of the other guy. With my pocket 7s, I knocked out someone with pocket aces. Sorry, old chap, wasn't personal.
Okay.
The op got his 2 outs on the river. It's like I planned the trip, bought the ticket, packed the bag, arrived on time, but got on the wrong train. Departure time came and went. Train's not moving, but I'm still here, ticket in hand, wondering if maybe, just maybe.
It just ends at maybe, just maybe?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, like, I was ready. I thought there was a... Okay. All right.
No. And last up, can't believe I'm still in. I'm like Luke Skywalker. I've only had one good hand.
Okay. All right. And that's the last one?
That's it.
Okay.
5 entries today. We got a bluff on the river. Anton.
We did.
7 high is good for the pot. Well done, Anton. That's my
there
guy.
We go. There's one. All it took was...
one for the road.
Yeah. An entire final table to see one bluff.
Yeah. Shove here from the ace-9 off Creepo.
Okay, so I am down to 2. I obviously the one that says that we're great and the promo's great is in the finals, like for sure, right?
Default. Yeah, absolutely.
But I think I'm going to award this week's title to someone else who submitted a free roll flame out for someone else who they knocked out of the tournament, who we've never seen before.
No, we haven't.
It's the whole call an ambulance, but not for me, but in a free roll flame out thing. Really innovative. And that's what we want here. Something special, unique, new. Well done to whoever that was.
Congratulations to Smout91, who I haven't seen enter before. Flame it on behalf of the other guy. With my pocket 7s, I knocked someone out with pocket aces. Sorry, old chap, it wasn't personal. Congratulations, you are this week's free roll flame out, Smout91. Thank you so much, everybody, for playing once again. We really appreciate you playing our silly games. We enjoy them a lot. Not everyone does, but in a way that makes them even better. So we appreciate everyone, guys.
It's like, if you like look at a restaurant review and everyone says it's great, you're like, okay, that's got to be fake. Like, how is that possible, right? People have different palates, and like free roll flame out, is mostly a crowd pleaser, but some people don't like it, and that's fine. You know who does like it right now is Smout, who just won.
91. And they're very happy. They said, thanks very much. I mean, we love this. Good choice, Aaron. Good choice. Great stuff. And there you go. You're there for a week, Smout. I hope you enjoy it. And we can get back to the action and bring you home. But we will, of course, be giving away one more 109 ticket and spinning the Wheel of Fortune for good measure as well.
Anton with a full pot bet gets the ace high to fold.
Wheel of Justice. What if I said Wheel of Fortune? I'm tired. It's a Wheel of Fortune. It's a wheel
copyright thing.
Some sort of wheel.
Justice.
Yeah, the Wheel of Justice. Anyway, guys, sorry about that. Back in the mix and back 3-handed, seeing who can close this one out. Could it be Anton? Will someone else make a run at it? You never know with 3-handed and heads up.
Yeah, Anton obviously in great position here. 2 short stacks. Both of them obviously would like to ladder. The one thing is that, like, the deeper you get in the tournament, like at the final table, people are going to be a little nittier. Here, you can see Creepo raises with 9 high and the diamond. Sometimes players get to this point and they've seen you try to run them over and they're just done with it. Like, I've made enough money here. I'm going for it now.
I mean, they've got all the money, Aaron. They're about to win. If they win this, they win 15K. 15K. That's crazy stuff.
Creepo does have over 4K in bounties coming into this tournament and a $12 average stake. So they've already locked up almost 8K themselves. And sometimes that can be very freeing into allowing you to make decisions based on the cards themselves and not worry about the money lurking behind.
Yeah, for sure. Pair here versus straight draw. Both players underwhelmed, of course. Creepo with 10 high. Gut shot is going to go for a bet here on the turn, but with a pair of 4s, Tilt Invasion probably not going anywhere just yet. And they do call. There's a 7 on the river. Creepo makes a straight and now no longer has the bluff. Can just go ahead and value bet, and with a bluff catcher, Tilt Invasion will have a tough spot here.
Yeah, it's one of the worst cards for Tilt Invasion to see, right? All the draws get there in some way. Quick fold.
Quick fold. Yeah. Big fan of that. Oh, some big hands here. Creepo with ace queen. King 7 of clubs for Tilt Invasion, who does get involved as well. Anton with king queen. Could just bang it over the top of everybody and does. Creepo's going to take this spot. And we've got a huge hand here. King queen versus ace queen. Not the best flop, but there's some hope on the turn. Can they find the 10 on the river? They do not. And now up to 44 big blinds. Creepo is within touching distance of Anton. And they have been biding their time, winning the important pots along the way. That one is another huge one. Anton's still chip leader, but it's a lot closer than it was. And now here comes Tilt Invasion, ace 9 of diamonds. 3 big blinds, but ace king for Anton. Fresh off of that big hit from Creepo. Going to go for the non-all-in 3-bet, just in case Creepo wakes up with something behind, I suppose. And here we go, we're all in and a call. Needs to be a 9 for Tilt Invasion. Nothing doing on the turn as it's all wrapped up, and we're heads up now in the main event final table. King on the turn. Good game thrown out by Tilt Invasion. Had a great run at this FT.
They did. I mean, get third for 3,500, a small bounty, but that just completes their
200.
weekend. There's a 200. See, they do exist. Tilt Invasion also did beat me yesterday in the 55 mystery bounty. So 2 really deep
easily done
flagship bounties. Oh yeah. So just a banger weekend for them. Congrats.
Yeah, huge. Creepo, though, now against Anton is the story of the day. We will have one more 109 ticket coming your way, guys.
Do you think it's like, I know it's late, but like you've been saying Creepo. You don't think it's like C Creepio?
C Creepio. It is C Creepio, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've absolutely let ourselves down.
Well, I think we is... All right, you know what? Yes, we did. Yeah, sure.
It's
We're
been
a
an hour
team.
and a half. What are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me that now you've just noticed it.
I've acknowledged it's my fault too. Okay, we can move on.
See, Creepio, that is fantastic. I feel devastated that we didn't pick up on that till now.
When you said Creepio is within touching distance, I had to go back and think like, well, is that really their name?
See, Creepio. I like it. I wonder why it's Cree. We'll never know. Pair of 3s for C Creepio. Takes down this one first hand of heads up. We'll see how long this one lasts for as I think of a question to ask Aberoni. 68.
I had wrote one down for you in case you weren't ready, but I don't think we're going to go with it.
I am going, look, straight draw here for C Creepio.
3-bet pot. We've got 2 monster hands, 8 high versus 5 high.
Yeah, 5 high looking a lot better though. Backdoor flusher as well to go along for C Creepio. They won't be going anywhere just yet. And we have seen a severe lack of bluffs after flop so far. The jack turn will be nobody's favorite. Anton has got to be pretty underwhelmed. 8 high, nothing, no anything at all. He's going to bet anyway to see Creepio hang on the turn with just 5 high. And if Anton doesn't hit, oh, here we go. See Creepio makes it on the river. But will Anton bluff? They do have the 8 of spades. Half pot remaining. Doesn't need to work that often. Do they go for it?
Low in range, flush blocker, lot in the
Do
middle.
you think they're low in range, Aaron?
Fairly low.
Or they're going to give it up. What a great timing on that give up.
Yeah.
See, Creepio would have been hoping for a shove. They are going to take the chip lead regardless here, as they do shove their last 22 big blinds into the middle, and Anton with obviously a quite easy fold. Could be 5-6.
A call here would be fairly surprising.
I would be surprised. Going to be a fold. Anton now, for the first time all day, is not the chip leader. Do have 2 kings, though, which I've heard is somewhat helpful. A little bit of something, backdoor for C-Creepio. Anton, though, with kings, and goes for big bet. Should knock out that equity of C-Creepio, though. Very large. Oh, my word. Gonna see check raise from C-Creepio, just 7 high. Decides that this is a bet designed to just win the pot now, and it's going to be a 3-bet jam from Anton, which is going to shut things down very quickly. Anton deciding that C-Creepio probably wouldn't check raise versus that sizing without a meaty hand, and decided to run it, but just 7 high for C-Creepio. An interesting hand.
Yeah, and I think that having bluffs there is really good for C-Creepio, and he had a gutter ball hand that really doesn't mind raise folding. So here, both with draws.
Yeah. Anton with the best draw right now. Will they go and barrel this turn? It would work. 9.1. All right, Aaron, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
Guys, we're going to play Aaron Thinks. I'm going to ask Aaron a question. You are looking for the answer that Aaron thinks is the answer to the question, not what the actual answer to the question is, whether that is available or not. One answer only. If there's a duplicate answer, you may answer one more time if you clarify that it is a dupe answer. Aaron, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Keeping things simple because I am obviously not at home and I have not had a lot of time to put together a really great question. C-Creepio goes for another one, by the way, check raising 9 high on this ace high board. And the 4 of hearts rolls off on the turn. The question to you is, how many free roll flame out submissions have we had during our time as hosts of the main event? How many free roll flame out submissions have there been so far? Guess if you're on the turn.
I know, right?
Yeah.
All right, so far.
It always excites you, doesn't it?
I do enjoy seeing a bluff, and I try to hold it in, but like, it's bad to hold your emotions in. You got to let them out.
Yeah, you do. 2 pair though here for Anton Tog, and remains the case is C-Creepio doesn't C-bet the 9-7 offsuit. Here comes overbet from Anton. These guys both pretty meaty. We could be here a while. Game face for Aaron, who is doing some math. And obviously, if you do frequent the channel, guys, you will have a maybe slight advantage, potentially. You'll know how Aaron works things out. You'll know how many flame outs we generally get per week.
I actually have no idea how many we get for a week because I never read the chat. So, like, I'm just guessing at this point. But, you know, that's what the chat's doing too.
That's part of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the game. That is part of the game. I will not be giving any information, of course. It's a fair fight for everybody. Anton. 7-5 of diamonds. Goes for check call. Ace on the turn for C-Creepio. Pretty reasonable turn for them. Fires out 5.3. And that'll do it. Nothing going on there for 7-5. Aaron doing a lot of clicking.
Done.
What does it mean? There it is. The answer is locked in. That is exactly how many free roll submissions. You need to figure out what Aaron thinks the answer is, guys. So make sure you get your guesses in now to be with a chance of winning a $1 ticket. And don't forget, the Wheel of Justice is coming up after the conclusion of today's final table as well. Value bet here from C-Creepio. Snap call from just King High from Anton. And we're probably as close as we've been in stack sizes throughout the entire day.
Yeah, and Anton thought, you know, hey, maybe it is bluffing season, right? Calling with the decent bluff catcher there.
Mm-hmm. Anton now with a Jack-5 of spades. C-Creepio with Queen 10 suited. One of those hands maybe that's good enough to 3-bet, but also you really don't want to get 4-bet. How much does that feature into your thinking? It wouldn't be even, by the way. Piracy.
Yeah, I would tend to call more with those sort of hands just because it is an equity monster in that, you know, you realize a lot of equity with that exact hand, and you don't realize any when you 3-bet and they 4-bet. Yeah, that too.
Unless you want to peel.
Sure.
The forb. Mm-hmm. But it wants to play smaller pots and make them bigger, not play big pots and, you know,
yeah, like when you fold out the Jack-5 suited there, if you knew you did that, are you happy or are you not? You're like, I guess.
That's a great question. Good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Nothing for anyone here. That's just the case in heads up quite frequently. That is unavoidable. I believe we have closed our submissions. Oh no, they're still rattling on.
Mm-hmm. And these are the two players who have bluffed the most, I believe, actually.
That's true.
And we can see it right here in the 8 deuce off 3-bet.
Yeah. Yeah, well, this is a fair conclusion for these two guys to be here for sure.
And this is normally what happens when we get to our final two. It is the two players who are the most active and successful with their activity.
Yeah, quite often that is the case. Still looking for a big hand to separate these guys. We're super, super close. This probably won't be it, but there are some eventualities that could change things here. Pair of threes for C-Creepio, gut shot for Anton, and 2 overs. And again, another check raise from C-Creepio looking to protect that 3. Floats abound for Anton, though, who can make hands on several turns that are better than this.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of check raising. And Anton realized that, decides just to 3-bet the flop.
So C-Creepio here with a pair of threes, backdoor flush draw, overcard is going to come along. 10 of diamonds on the turn. Anton now 7 high, but with the betting lead and been very aggressive on flop, of course. Now, what hands does C-Creepio think that Anton would do this with and check back the turn, Aaron? I don't know. It's going to be a value bet from the Jack 3 of C-Creepio after the snap check back on turn and just a fold from Anton. And now a lead being stretched for the first time from C-Creepio, but problems here for C-Creepio. A6 of diamonds is a big, big hand. Heads up. Pocket jack slightly better, it has to be said. You can't be folding A6 of diamonds yet, though. Here comes the call. And 5-5 deuce. Very, very safe looking for Anton. Nothing doing for C-Creepio, who, having fashioned a chip lead, will have to relinquish it immediately.
Oh. Yeah, he does end up folding. I thought actually he might stick around more given how aggressive Anton has been, but does just fold the ace high.
Ace 3 suited against ace king. You know these hands can battle. Here comes 9 big blinds from C-Creepio. Ace 3 suited, too strong again. Much the same as the last hand to be folding just yet. And there's an ace high board as well. Anton in trouble here. C-Creepio will be happier though. This board, 40% pot comes out from C-Creepio. Anton will not be best pleased with their ace, and the equity is reduced further as the 4 of clubs eliminates one of those 3s from Anton's list of outs. About pot back. C-Creepio with a very strong hand here, and I think now Anton's going to start to realize what's going on here. Really tough to hold on the flush completing turn.
Wow, that's a really good fold, though.
Good fold, yeah, great fold.
Like, the thing is, they've both been really aggressive, and it's very easy just to hold on with top pair and wouldn't blame them, but does end up folding top pair there to a turn barrel.
Well, the biggest lead we've seen C-Creepio stretch so far, and that lead gets bigger now as they c-bet and take it down on 3 deuce deuce with the ace 4 offsuit. Anton not out of this one just yet, and a double up would change completely the state of affairs and flip them in the favor of Anton. Work to do for both. Here comes another bet from C-Creepio with the queen of clubs, though, working for Anton here. Could hang around one more time. 7 high for C-Creepio. We've not seen many bluffs. We're not going to see another one here either. Does Anton just want to tap the table back here and take it down? He does. Up to 40.
Yeah, another spot where would a bluff have worked? Maybe. I think they've done a really good job, or a good job identifying their opponent's ranges are weak on turn. Just people have not felt like following through on river. And that's just like the next logical step in the progression. It's like, well, I think they're weak still. I should bet.
Yeah, because you have to hang on with a lot of hands heads up.
Yeah.
10 deuce, C-Creepio is going to call. Pair of threes for Anton. This gut shot is available, of course, for C-Creepio. Is it good enough to continue? Will they turn it into a bluff potentially? Just a call. 2 pair now for Anton. C-Creepio's hand got worse, if that's even possible.
Yeah, now the straight would actually make them the bottom end.
Yeah.
And so it's less appealing to continue versus bet here, which I assume is coming from Anton.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine it's going to be overbet. Trying to set up those stacks for the river with 2 pair. Anton using a lot of bigger bets that we don't see very often I'm personally a fan. You're not.
Depends on the spot. I do like betting big. Just
Yeah. A whiff here for C-Creepio, but they do make a straight on the turn. 4 flush though. There's not been many bluffs. This would probably be a reasonable spot for Anton to turn their pair into a bluff.
Yeah.
And they are going to with 2x pot.
So
the C-Creepio fish this out.
Yeah, there aren't that many hands that want to bet 2x pot here. The ace of diamonds and maybe straight flushes. Like even the jack of diamonds doesn't want to do it. The queen of diamonds doesn't want to do it. So it's a narrow value range. And when that's the case, if they bluff a lot, you might call.
Wow. Super impressive call from C-Creepio. We know players haven't been bluffing that much either today, which makes it even more fantastic of a call. And now C-Creepio in a great spot to take down the entire tournament from Anton, who has already won that 8,000 bounty. He was looking to add another 6,500, but it's C-Creepio in the way. And they're in the way in a big way, Aaron, playing some fantastic stuff.
Yeah, great call right there. Just 2x pot on a 4-diamond board. No diamonds.
Anton, yeah, best of it right now. Yeah, really, really great call versus the 2x pot, correctly identifying what you said. So the overbet means a lot less value hands. Makes sense. Therefore, you get to call your bluff catchers a bit more often.
Yeah. And it's a good reason to, when you have the nutty hand, consider the overbet.
Yeah.
Because your opponent might think you're too polar, too bluff happy, and then make the call.
Wow, Anton here going for the 4 with 4-3 off. And 20 big blinds, still chunky. We still could be here for a little while.
Definitely.
10-7 suited for Anton versus the limp of C-Creepio. Going to be a jam from Anton with a 10-7. It is a flip after all. C-Creepio in the lead. Anton needs to find a 10 or a 7 or a 9 would work as well, but it's none of those. It's the 8 of hearts. And C-Creepio from a deficit, from Anton being chip leader the whole day, they are going to finally take down this tournament, knocking out Anton. Anton won almost all the money available. Won the 8,000 bounty, came second in the tournament as well. There's another $200 bounty for C-Creepio, who's going to add another $400 to their bounty stack. Because, as we know, everyone was worth 200 at the end there. There's the last one, Aaron. For the skeptics out there, all the 200 bounties are now opened up, and C-Creepio is your champion of this final table.
Yeah, C-Creepio had about 4K of bounties going into this, so ends up with about 5K of bounties, 6.5K of prize pool, 11.5K, which is wonderful. They are our winner. They are our champion, but they are not the person who won the most money. Anton still ends up winning the most money because they got the... What? Oh, yeah, no, they're not. Yes, because they got the biggest bounty and they got second place. So Anton actually finishes with around, I think, 15, maybe a little more, 1,000. So again, like just an amazing showing by both players. Really fun, aggressive heads-up match. Well done to both.
Yeah, great stuff. And I want to appreciate all those players for getting me over to my holiday before the second break. It's much appreciated. It's always nice to be paid back with some karma when you turn up for work, regardless of the circumstances, even if you don't win Ambassador of the Week. We've got a couple more things to do, guys, before we go, of course. We ran a little competition asking you how many free roll flameouts do you think there were submitted this year? Aaron, what did you say and why?
All right. So we have finished 7 months of the year. And so I figured about, one a week about that. We do 28 different instances of it, and then one today. But we weren't here every week. There was a week that you and I were in Vegas playing the main event, and some other things have happened. Anyway, so I went with 27 weeks, and I think on average we're getting about 20 people to enter. Depends on the week, of course. So I went 27 times 20, 540.
I think that's high, but 540 is the answer, and that means that XPW123 wins another ticket off us. 544 was their guess. That's pretty close.
Guess.
Run Good with 525. Good guess, but no dice on that one. Unfortunately, Run Good, and maybe you can win the wheel. So, Ander, congratulations with a great guess there. Very, very close to Aaron's. And pays to pay attention, guys. Pays to be here every week.
Yeah.
Playing every game that we have. So there's only one more thing to do, and that is to spin the wheel of justice. Would you like to do it, or would you like me to do it?
I will do it. Okay.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I can almost read the names on the wheel, I can read verba. So like what that means, guys, if I can read them, it means A, my vision is so good. And yeah, your chances are much higher than they are normally. So good luck, everybody. And spin the wheel.
Here we go, guys. Wheel is spinning. Let's see who takes the 320 this week. A massive, massive ticket, of course. It's slowing down. It's stopping near Cicello. It's definitely Cicello. No doubt about that one. But they do need to be here as well. Are you here, Cicello? Are you here to claim your prize? You need to be here. Are they here? Give them some time. They're usually here, aren't they?
Yeah.
I love how quickly the uh-ohs come out.
Oh, yeah.
Cicello, are you here? You've won a 320.
I think Noob Frostmage actually means it. I think he wants the people who got spun to win, unlike everyone else who doesn't want it.
Larrator won this wheel spin once, and they just weren't here. So the reroll very quick there from Larrator. Cicello quite worryingly has not responded yet, though.
Well,
Cicello,
countdown.
Cicello, I might give you more time if I wasn't about to go on holiday for a week. It looks like we are going to have to redraw this one. We're going to have to roll it back. I hate giving the people what they want as well that type it in the chat. Do you know what I mean? Almost feel like I just want to close the stream down.
Well, I mean, you know, they're probably not going to win anyway, and they'll have to lose twice now, which will make you even happier.
We have to make another command. Cicello's not here. 5, 4. Are you here, Cicello? 3, 2, 1. They are not here. We're going to have to re-roll. Off you go, Aaron.
I mean, I'm a little less excited.
Spin the wheel.
It's better than mine. Mine was gonna be really sad.
Not messing about. You think I'm waiting for you to have a little speech to yourself? Get out of here. Here comes the wheel one more time. Durak L2. Durak, are you here, Durak? Durak. They didn't complain.
Speech.
They didn't complain. So I'm hoping they're here. They deserve it.
They might not be here. I might have to
Durak.
actually
re-roll immediately from Larrator. Oh, they've won. Durak L2 is here. Congratulations, Durak. You have won a $320 ticket. Let us know, guys, how you get on with your tickets if you win them from us. We'd really like to know how you guys do. But from us, that is going to be it for today. I feel like I have fulfilled a duty. I couldn't let you down. You think I'm going to leave you with Josh Manley? Come on. That guy wasn't even available. That's why.
He was not. He will, however, be here tomorrow. Did you know that?
He will be here tomorrow. Yeah, I absolutely did know that. Thank you so much for pointing me in the direction of my cheat sheet. Josh Manley will be here tomorrow for home games. So tune in from 7 p.m. GMT, of course. There'll be tickets to be won. There'll be Josh's bounty to be won, of course. And El Chua battles our own Aaron Baroni in Blast-Off on Wednesday after Ian Simpson beat them last week to end the streak. And last but by no means least, ASAP Poker Summerfest is running from now until August 16th. So you can compete in challenges to qualify for the special weekly free rolls, and you could win a London live package. Check in your client for details, guys. That's going to do it. From here in North Carolina, from Aaron in Canada.
Western Canada.
Thank you so much for tuning in and playing our games today. And congratulations to all our winners. We will see you next week for another main event stream. All the best.